Tony D and Little Joan with a Screenwriter's Rant on Unplugging about a couple who goes on vacation without their phones to unplug for the weekend and get away from their devices. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 8, available at Amazon.com. Matt Walsh, for those of you who don't know, he was part of UCB. And UCB was Amy Poehler and, oh gosh, I can't remember the other two guys' names. But it was a 4-actor team. They're very funny. Matt has been, you probably recognize him. He's been in a lot of stuff. But this is the first thing I've ever seen him actually kind of star in. Although it's being billed as an Eva Longoria movie. And the premise is they're a couple and they spend too much time on their phones. So they decide to do an unplugging vacation where they go away. See, Eva still has her phone, but they go away and to a remote area, and they basically reconnect with themselves. And a lot of cool actors in. What's the name? Oh God, Keith, I think his last name is. The guy who does the voiceover in Fallout. You may remember him from. Leah Thompson's in it. Who else is in it? I think there's one other actor I recognized. So it's a romantic comedy. And one of the reasons I like it is because it's already with an established couple, which I think is more realistic. Here's a scene where they both get tased. They get into a fight and then get tased. And then they end up getting arrested. It's called Unplugging. Let's see. Directed by Deborah Neal Fisher. Written by Brad Morris and Matt Walsh. Oh, cool. Yeah. So it looks very funny. Looks very funny. It's about time Matt got his due. And there's a scene with drones for some reason. So I like this. I like the premise because you've already got a couple here. You're doing a romantic comedy with an established couple. You're not going through the motions of, oh, will they get together? that's off the table here. So you can concentrate on other things. You can concentrate on other nuances. And I think it's more relatable to have a couple that's already together, trying to, help their relationship. I think that's more relatable to people. So Leah Thompson plays like a woman out in the woods, and she's got a pet raccoon and gives them a ride. So, light laughs. I don't think this is going to be, the most hilarious movie I ever saw, but I think Matt Walsh elevates it to a higher comedy level. Eva Longoria, she's okay. She's pretty, so she's the name here. She's the angle here for the ladies. I mean, this is more of a movie for the ladies. But I think because Matt's here, I think the comedy is definitely going to be a step up. And it looks fun, It looks like a movie I would totally watch. Would I go to the theaters and see it? Meh. But if some girl I was dating wanted to go see it, I'd be like, yeah, sure. I'll see Matt Walsh. Why not? So, yeah, and it's a very modern premise, of course, right? We're all addicted to our various devices, some of us. This is, can you put down your phone and your devices to go on vacations and, get away from it all? Can you really get back to nature and reconnect and all that kind of stuff? That's a fun premise. It's a premise that people can relate to, I think. It's something people do now. They go on these sorts of forays out into the wilderness to specifically unplug and not connect with their devices. I certainly could use that every once in a while. Because I'm on social media all the time. But, yeah, I like this. And because they already have a relationship, you have stuff to draw from in their history. So you can do flashbacks, you can have the characters talk about things that happened to them in the past and what might happen to them in the future. That gives you a lot to draw from. As a screenwriter, that gives you way more ammo than if you have two strangers trying to connect. Because then you're always playing that game of like, oh, I misunderstood what you said, or oh, I've never done that before. Like, it's more fun that these two characters already know each other because they should be with each other. And then sometimes, even though you're in a couple, you're not. And couple dynamics are a fun dynamic to play with. Again, they're very relatable, especially for the women who this is aimed at. Many of them are either in relationships or they want to be in a relationship. So this drills down more into an established relationship rather than giving just a fantasy about a relationship that may or may not happen, but totally does happen, and we all know how it's going to end. So first act, they are a busy couple. Oh, they have a crazy life. They have kids, I think. Too much time on the devices. Let's go on vacation. Matt, I think, reaches a breaking point. Let's go away and disconnect. So they decide to do that. At first, it's great. That's the first act. Oh, they're having a great time. Second act, they start to experience a little too much nature. Some of the wacky characters that are local. This guy I've seen before in comedy movies, and he's like playing like a hillbilly cashier, and they go out and they get drunk and they get into some trouble. They meet Leah Thompson. There's some other shenanigans going on with drones. I don't quite understand what's happening, but they get involved with her. For some reason they want to shoot down the drones. I don't know what they're doing. At some point they have to steal a truck, and that all goes wrong. At some point they rob a store because I think they're out of money and they're trapped somewhere. Maybe they think the world is ending. I don't know. And then eventually they get arrested. In the third act, they probably learn an important lesson and come together better as a couple. And maybe Eva finally learns an important lesson. Maybe I'll just put down the phone once in a while. So it looks fun. And, it could be a good movie in that the stakes aren't through the roof, but there's some stakes there. There are enough smaller stakes to play with. And because you have that history, because the stakes are will their marriage be good or going forward or be bad? Now that to me is more realistic stakes in a movie, a little more surprising than will this couple get together, which is invariably yes. These stakes are like, well, will it work out for them? I think that's more relatable stakes. So, yeah. Okay, good. I hope this works out for Matt. I really do. I'd like to see him get more work. I think he's a funny guy. Unplugging is the name of the movie. When's it come out? Not sure. Not sure when it comes out. I'm going to guess soonish from Vertical Entertainment. So look for that. Possibly in theaters, at least in a limited way. Definitely probably be in your streaming queues somewhere. And that's it for me, Tony D. and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for more base takes. I will be at the New Jersey Horror Fest this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Atlantic City Showboat Casino. See you there, and we'll see you in the next one.